What's up? It's time for the Thursday night fantasy football recap, news, start sits, whatever you want to call this show. What I do know is it's called the Fantasy Football Show, and you're watching it absolutely 100% live. Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me tonight. Still have some glitches with my freaking soundboard. Connor killed you, Jeremy. Thursday night games do suck. They always suck. Now, Baker's doing some decent fantasy damage tonight. Landry's been okay. Odell's been disappointing. Although he would have had a much better night had he had that touchdown and not been called down at the 1 yard line. But Baker doesn't look amazing. Baker's been making some bad throws, and his receivers and tight end, what have you, have pulled in the ball for him. And that last touchdown throw was so bad. And I don't care. I predicted big things for Baker and these Browns. And even watching Baker do well statistically, I can admit that he doesn't look great. He looks okay at times. He's done pretty well here and there. But really, I felt like this game has been kind of handed to Baker with some of his bad throws being caught. That one touchdown, Landry was wide open. That last touchdown should have been an interception if the defender was even looking at the ball. Chubb has been taken out of the game, although he's carrying the ball right now, breaking off one. That was like a 10-yard run. Chubb, looks like Chubb's got something wrong with his thigh there. Uh-oh. He's walking around, but this is what people will fear, is that if Chubb gets hurt, Hunt gets in there, Hunt's going to go crazy. Hunt's not stealing Chubb's job, but if Chubb gets hurt, Hunt will do amazing and be a top 5-10 running back. What's going on, junkies are us? What's up, Edgar, Z-Man, Jeremy, Steven, Dylan, Ball is Life, Grant, Jose, I think I said Jeremy already. Ugly dude in the house. Dylan, I think I said Steven. Charles, Tim, a.k.a. Top Gun, and Grant. Love seeing everybody in the house tonight. And I prefaced that this show would be a news, start, sit, trade. Of course, it's going to be all that and more, answering your questions. But what we're going to do right here is have a little fun with the 2020, not Dynasty, just 2020 redraft rankings, and talk about who we want to rank where heading into 2020. We're going to start off with QBs. Maybe we'll head over to wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends. So let's start it off. I'm going to kill the music. What's up, Mike? And let's get into some rankings, and then I'll answer some questions in a little bit. I think we need to do some more structured things here on the show. I like answering all your questions. I know that's what you're here for. And let me also say that if you and Chubb is out getting the quad looked at, looks like he took a stinger. If you super chat during the show, I will stop what I'm doing and answer your question. That's the benefit of super chatting. It supersedes everything. So if you super chat, you will get noticed, you will get attention, and I will address you immediately or as fast as I can in the order of the super chats as they roll out. So keep an eye on this game. There's 2 minutes left. Looks like Hunt is in the game now. This is what people are worried about. Hunt was not going to steal Chubb's job away, but oh my God, Hunt didn't go down on that one. That was nice, but he ended up getting tackled. But Hunt will take over and get more and more work. If Chubb goes down, Hunt will be lights out. That's the dilemma that Chubb owners have if they don't own Kareem Hunt, is that if Chubb does get hurt. And Chubb's been worked a ton this year. It's his first real year of having full workload for an entire season. You never know what can happen. Let's go with the QB. So I'm going to put these aside. Next up will be wide receivers and running backs. So let's start off with the QBs, and let's start ranking. Number one, Pat Mahomes. I'm not even going to ask you guys. Mahomie. Who is your number two QB heading into, let's just spell his name right. I don't need to call him Mahomie. Mahomes. Who's the number two QB heading into 2020? I want to see votes. I want to see multiple people before I lock anything in. I'm not taking one person's vote. This is a group effort. I want to know, is it Lamar? Is it Deshaun Watson? It probably can't be anybody else. It has to be one of those two. If not, then you, my friend, need to
take a lap. Take a lap.
That's what you need to do. If anybody says somebody should be number 2 or 3, besides having it in at least 1, 2, 3 order of whatever order you want, Mahomes, Lamar, Watson, Mahomes, Watson, Lamar, you're okay. You're okay by me, but you better not say Matt Ryan or some horse shit. So we got Lamar, Watson, Lamar, Jackson, Lamar, Watson, Lamar, Lamar. Okay, so I think, God, we're still kind of close. I'm going to sit that right there while I answer the super chat. You guys keep voting on that. Austin with the super. Thank you, Austin. You're the man, the myth, the legend, the one they call Austin, the beast. Should I trade Barks for Julio and Kelsey? My team is Brady, Cook, Kamara, Galladay, Moore, T.Y., Everett. Real quickly, Austin, are you dominating or are you needing some kind of something to like change things up? I know you have Barkley, you have Kamara, so my guess is that you need some kind of spark. Am I right? Baker, don't do it. Jameson, don't do it, Dylan.
Take a lap.
By the way, I didn't take that slogan from that guy. I paid that guy a very low wage to do that scene for me. That's my scene. Damn it. I'm going to say, what do you guys think? You should take Julio. You're 6-4. You're in 4th place. So you're doing well. You can have Barkley, Cook, Kamara, Brady, Gall. I'm going to say hang tight with Barkley. I know many will say Barkley's banged up. If you feel like Barkley's banged up and won't play well the whole year, if that's your feeling, I'm not necessarily on board with that yet. I'm not saying I couldn't get there with another game. But if you think he can't, just all of a sudden be more healthy each week and that he's going to, suffer some long-term injury, whatever, then, make the trade for Julio and Kelsey. But I myself would keep Barkley in your shoes. Because you have Everett, you got to look at it like this. It's Everett and Barkley versus Julio. If you're going to try and angle this as a flex play in tight end versus flex play in tight end to make it kind of easier to evaluate. Barkley and Everett for Julio and Kelsey. Give me Barkley and Everett. Give me Barkley and Everett. Everett time is what my freaking mouth was trying to say. Every time. Yes. Keep Barkley. Thank you for the super chat. So I think we're going to roll with Watson. I'm going to make an executive decision here. And then we'll go Lamar. Boom. Nahail de hit. Right there. That looks fantastic. It's not arguable. If it is arguable in your mind, you need to get the hell out of here. Because that is not real world thinking. And we don't need it here at the show. We don't mind if you use your own brain. But we have rules around here. Rules that dictate that Watson gets the respect he deserves, and so does Lamar. And that comes from me, a guy who doubted Lamar heading into the year. I admit it. Smitty, no, I better play the scene, right? This is for me. This is for my doubt of Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the year. Smitty?
Take a lap. Take a lap. Yeah. Take a lap.
That's for me. That's on me. Russell Wilson, number 4. I like it. I'm locking it in. You guys are smart. You guys are geniuses. That's why you're here. That's why you're on the show. Wilson. Who's number 5? Who is number 5? Still watching this game. If you hear me kind of see my attention go left and right here. And down goes Mason Rudolph. What's up, adventures? Damn glad to see you. Sporting your Take a Lap shirt, attaboy. We have a number of Take a Lap shirts that were purchased over the last couple weeks, and you guys are probably wearing them as Seclan is sitting in his lazy boy with snacks in hand. I don't know what he's got tonight, but Seclan, let us know what it is. Dak, that's a little early for me, Z-Man, but I don't blame you. Breeze 5, Ben. A-Rod 5, I'm kind of on board with. I know everyone's going to freak out about that. Rodgers, oh my God, how could you like Rodgers? Fitzpatrick, number 5. No, James. James, slow your roll, or MT is going to put you in timeout. And James, why? Why do you duplicate everything? Don't do it. You're going to get in timeout. One of the mods is going to slap you. They're going to lick their hand. And just... Mason loves sacks. Mason loves the grass. Charles, fight! You like that? Aaron Rodgers 5. I'm good with that. So your arguments could be, you got Russell Wilson at 4. Your arguments are Breeze or Brady, which you're talking about 2020 only. We're not talking dynasty here. So Breeze or Brady could still be arguable. People are going to say, hell no, I'm Brady. So I get that. That's fine. Stafford's got so many injuries. I'm not... looks like there's a fight over here. Oh, that's why you were saying fight. I thought you were saying fight from something else. That made sense to me. But Dak's a little early, but he's getting in this range. Kyler Murray is the thought. Myles Garrett getting suspended for that. I didn't see what happened. I'm going to have to take a peek. But MT is on the hunt for Devin. Devin, don't post everything 10,000 times in a row. Not sure how you haven't learned your lesson by now. You've been put in timeout before by a mod. Oh, yeah, you don't rip someone's helmet off. Here's your... Oh, he just hit Mason. Oh, now they just push... Oh, God. So... If you aren't watching the game, Mason Rudolph gets taken down. Now, Mason Rudolph's trying to rip off the helmet of Garrett first. So Garrett picks him up by the head, rips the helmet off his head. Mason Rudolph goes back and says, give me my head. And Garrett hits him over the head with the helmet in the head. Garrett's gone. Now, a Steeler's kicking the head of Garrett. Wait, who was that? Is that Pouncey? Kicking the... Oh... Rudolph got hit so hard in the head with that helmet. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. I wish I could show that on here, but for reasons that you guys know, I can't show NFL clips or whatever. Oh, he ripped his head off. Then Mason literally ran after him and said, give me my head. And then he said, you want your head? I'll give you your head. Then he just whaps him right on the head with his own helmet. Yeah, this is going to be bad. This ain't going to be a 1-game suspension. That's a weapon. Jeez. Oh my God, what an idiot. That's using your brain right there. Now, what do you do with this melee that happens after you have... Jake, you can still catch it if you throw it on. They're going to probably replay it a couple times unless they want to... Wow, that was one of the craziest. It was a short fight, wasn't very long, but one of the biggest I've seen in the NFL in a long time because of the implications of hitting somebody with a helmet on the head. It's like a weapon. It's like a hammer. And as Garrett goes to the ground, I don't blame... Is this Pouncey? Pouncey, literally, as Garrett's getting taken to the ground, and Pouncey's not even the one... Oh, and then I forget who it was that shoved Rudolph down. shoved Rudolph down after. Looks like somebody tried to kick him. But Pouncey wasn't even the one tackling Garrett, and he was just punching him over and over and over. I want to see what happens here. With 8 seconds left in the game, Seclan says life ban. I don't think we get a life ban, but this is bad. That was craziness. Definitely ejecting him. I wonder what happens to Pouncey, though. He's literally laying into him. He deserved to be protected, but that was crazy. That was insane. Oh, well, I'll get back. I know you guys can't see it on the screen, so I don't want to bore you guys too much, those of you that might be watching the replay. But, man, he just literally rips his head off. Now, in Garrett's defense, Mason Rudolph had a real puppy dog attempt of trying to pull his helmet off first. And so that's when he said, you want a helmet off? I'll show you how to pull someone's head off. And he did. But he's getting walked out. 65 is getting ejected. Garrett's getting ejected, number 95. The ref's got a card that he's got to read because there's so many penalties on the. Wow, what an idiot! Way to go! Garrett's walking to the locker room saying, "My career, at least my 2019 career, is probably over." Oh my God, Jeremy with the super chat, thank you. Let me see if I missed any others. All right, let's get back to the rankings, huh? I'm gonna go A-Rod here, and I know that a lot of you might have a problem with that, and I don't blame you, but okay. Jeremy with the super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. And who is the other super chatter? Austin. Thank you, Austin. So thank you both. You guys help the channel, and I stop what I'm doing to take care of you. So Marlon Mack or Brian Hill, anything can happen, bro. Anything. But I'm rolling with Marlon Mack. He's one of my favorite buy low running back 2s that can play as a low end running back 1 all year. Hill's more of a flex type player. An argument to be in your flex spot, but Mack is an argument to be playing at running back 1 level in your running back 2 spot. So not even a contest to me, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't try and get Hill into your lineup somehow. Thank you for the super chat. Mack by a lot. What's up, Rico? Yeah, just so you don't get in timeout or anything, football junkies, just say it once. Junkies gets a little leeway, MT, but I gave MT full authority to, and whoever else is a mod in here right now, full authority to let you guys know, hey, calm down on the clouding and mudding up of the chat, just because it makes people want to, like, not comment and talk, when there's repetitive over and over and over. If I don't see something and it clearly goes by, MT, everybody, I'm giving everyone permission to post it on occasion if they want to get it back into the mix of conversation, but definitely don't do like 3, 4, 5 in a row, blah, blah, blah. Hit that thumbs up, says MT, if you love the content. Even if you don't love the content, hit thumbs up. Obviously it posted twice on accident. Get a life, bro. Talking to me? Junkies? And make sure and junkies don't talk to MT that way either. Because he's the mod in the house right now, and he's merely trying to keep things. And if you, in his defense, Devin had been posting over and over and over and over junkies, so he was just probably assuming that was the same route you were taking, and it looked like it. There was like 3 in a row, so it was obviously some kind of glitch in your. Sometimes that happens, so totally acceptable. But both you guys are both looking out for the show, okay? Junkies wanted to ask a question or make a comment, and he's so excited, his finger went. Okay, back to the rankings. So we got A-Rod, we got Mahomes, We got Watson, we got Lamar, we got Wilson, we got A-Rod. Who are we going number 6? Are we going Kyler Murray? Are we going with Dak? Are we going with Breeze? This is not Dynasty. This is redraft. Who are we rolling with at number 6? Let's do top 10. Austin stepping in with the super. Trade Barkley or Kamara for Mahomes or Watson. I trade Kamara for Mahomes. Kamara and Watson are kind of even. I don't trade Barkley for Watson. And I don't trade Barkley for Mahomes. So I trade Kamara for Mahomes, maybe Watson. If that makes sense. And thank you, kind sir. Thank you, Homer Simpson. I appreciate you. Junkies gets it. Yeah, there was no totally misunderstanding. No, not your bad. It's cool, man. We're all good in the hood. Dak. Yeah, Garrett is a beast. We going with Dak here? No Breeze. Let's go Dak. Dak worries me a little bit, but not at 6. I mean, that's not bad. So Dak it is. Kyler? I kind of like Kyler at 6, but I'm okay with you had like 3 Daks in a row, so I'm rolling with it. Josh Allen's getting in the mix. I do like Allen a lot. That was a crazy ending, Taylor. Absolutely insane. Eddie Garrett is a bit H. Austin says Brady. Brady might be a little too early, even though it's 2020 only. Brady may even retire. I doubt he does, but Breeze over Dak, but it's close. Let's go Breeze, and then we go Kyler, or do we go Kyler Breeze? Let's go Breeze and Kyler for now, and if you guys want me to move Kyler up. How's that looking? How is that looking? Cousins might be a tad early for me, Jose, but maybe others will want him there. Yeah, you rip someone's helmet off, and so ripping a helmet off is one thing. That's like a 1 or 2 game. Then look at that schedule. Fred, we're doing 2020 rankings. In case you're joining, let me put that up here. 2020 QB rankings. I can see where you got confused if you just joined. So these are 2020 rankings. We're going ahead. We're going into the future. We're taking the time machine into the future. Nope, not rest of season, Nick. I just updated it. You're right. You're right. There was a little bit of confusion there. And that's my bad because people joining wouldn't have known that. Totally my fault. If Monty sits flex, Fuller, Westbrook, or Debo. I'm saying Westbrook. If Westbrook plays, Westbrook to me has a potential now with his situation getting back to normal. We all predicted big things for Westbrook, right? And then Foles got hurt, threw 75 yards and a TD, and then got hurt. So we didn't really get to see Foles play. Now that Foles is back, maybe we should reset our thinking and judgment on Dede Westbrook and say Dede could return to form. You know, maybe he's one of the surprises on the second half of the year. So I'm going to go with Dede. Or go with, Dede on this example. But Mark, thank you for that super chat, kind sir. I appreciate you. Mark the man. Jeremy with another super. Thank you, Jeremy. Smitty, I used to work at a place that made hydrants, but I couldn't park anywhere near the place. Smitty, I used to work at a place that made hydrants, but I couldn't park anywhere near the place. Nice joke. That's funny. I love that Jeremy uses his spotlight not to ask a fantasy question, but to entertain the group. And that's what I call a super fantastic community member, Jeremy. Smitty is Monty. If Monty can't play, is Cohen a must add and play? I'd say definitely in the conversation of being a guy you put in at your flex. I don't know that I'd say must or that he'll for sure blow up, but definitely a contender to be grabbed and played in leagues where you really have some question marks maybe at your flex or some debatable characters that are kind of rotating through for you, like guys you're picking up off waivers like Brian Hill, who I like. And I might like Hill a little more than Cohen, or about the same this week. Maybe about the same. Chat, feel free to chime in and answer each other's questions, says MT. Groupthink is always helpful. I do promote groupthink here at the Fantasy Football Show. I believe that we together are better than any one person. All of us together are better than me by myself. That's the God honest truth. So, let's see, Kyler. So do we go Josh Allen here? Do we go Brady? Do we go Allen, Brady, Allen? Cousins is in the mix. Brissett maybe. I don't like Goff. Whoa, I just made those rankings tiny. I don't know about Ryan at 9, Jameson. I can't do it. And if you guys all voted, I'll put him at 9, but I'm not putting him Ryan at 9. I don't trust Ryan at all. Winston, a little bit more than Ryan. Winston has the weapons. Daniel Jones is a thought. There's no reason to think he can't be top 10 borderline next year. I think Daniel Jones could really make a leap next year. Baker, I'm not putting there. Damn Baker. Wentz can't stay healthy, but I'd be okay with that. Allen, I like there. Allen runs a lot too. Maybe he gets hurt though. Why YouTube not tell me when you went live again? I don't know if they have an issue. Perk. It might be because some of the changes that are going on. Did anybody get an alert? Who got an alert? Please leave a comment if you were alerted by YouTube. They might be doing like a certain percentage of people are getting alerted at the moment for some whatever weird reason. Also, actually, try something for me. Perk, can you do this and then report back to me real quick? Go to your junk mail and see if the emails are getting thrown in your junk. That didn't sound good. Are we tossing... Is the show tossing the alerts at your junk? Is what I want to know. Check your junk mail and see if the alert's in there. Also, if you're doing, checking webmail, it does categorize it into like social media and stuff. But check your junk mail. D, if you could do that too. Check your junk mail, see if it's in there, and then whitelist it. Add it to your VIPs or whitelist it, and then that way YouTube will alert you. But I have a feeling some of you are having it sitting in your junk mail and you don't know it. But please let me know if that's the case, so that way we know a little bit better. The next person that tells me that they didn't get the alert, I can tell them, check your junk. Then I can blame it on people's junk. I don't know, Rico. Did it not sound right, or did it sound right? Is it more appropriate for the show? I think that's kind of something that's fitting around here. We slip up. We aren't too politically correct. Cam top 10 at least. Dylan, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know if I can trust Cam. Kyler actually gets... Yeah, Kyler's... Baker's not making my top 10 yet. Nope. Everybody check their junk right now. I want everybody to examine their junk and see if YouTube kicked you in the junk with their alert. So we already got Kyler Murray right here, Honest Dave. Last notification I have from YouTube was an email that was said you're replying to my comment from your last live where you didn't notify me, or it didn't notify me than either. Okay, Perk, but not in your junk mail, you're saying. You checked your junk. I just want to make sure. Yeah, the next 8-ish QBs are kind of all the same. Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision because I'm not seeing the recommendations here as everybody looks at their junk. Okay, you guys are too focused on your junk right now. We're trying to do fantasy football rankings here. We're serious stuff, and everybody's like obsessed with their looking at their junk. Myles Garrett should be banned from the NFL. He might, man. Who knows? Stafford with a broken back, no thanks. Goff with a broken confidence, I don't know yet. Honest Abe wants to know if it's cool if he lets the lady check his junk. Yes. Perk, I checked all the junk and everything. Okay, then YouTube must be doing selective notifying at the moment. I don't know why. I can't tell you. It's not something I can fix. Suspension coming down. I'm betting 6 to 8 games, says MT. I think you're probably right, dude. Myles Garrett's not in. He's not. It's not a good look when you rip off someone's head. Not a good look. Allen. Okay, we're going Allen. Let's see. 9. Allen. 10. And I'm going to make an executive decision here and go, am I going Daniel Jones? Maybe. Am I going Kirk Cousins? Probably not. Brady, Winston. Do we go Winston? Winston, Brady. We'll do this. Whoa. We'll do that. Winston, Brady. I think that looks good. What do you guys think? Pretty good top 10 QBs. Top 10 QBs. I'm going to copy that and do some kind of write-up with this. Let's paste that bad boy there. And all right, so there you have it. Mahomes, Watson, Lamar, top 3. Easy, slam dunk. Wilson's kind of flirting around there, having a cup of coffee on occasion with those 3. But those are your 3, your big guns. I don't get mad at you if you have Lamar 2, Watson 2. I'm going to get mad at you. I understand, but I'm going to get mad at you if you have Mahomes anywhere but 1. But I can understand it at least in the top 3. Wilson's verge, but not there. A-Rod, a whole tier below, especially given that he's kind of had a up and down year. But I think A-Rod's a guy to go trade for right now. Your trade deadline's coming in. It's closing in on you. You need to make a move. Go get A-Rod if you need a spark and you need to do something crazy. Maybe you can downgrade your QB into an A-Rod and get a whole nother player or upgrade some big, insane, piece. Perk with the super chat. Outlook on Geis rest of season. Monty or Sanders in flex with Monty rolled ankle and Jordan Howard possibly out versus New England. Jordan Howard would be out versus New England whether he's playing or not, right? Top 10. No, I'm just kidding. Top 10 QBs looking good. Thank you, Perk. Perk, how long have you been here? Why do I not recognize your name yet? Are you new? If you're not, I apologize, but for whatever reason, yeah, we got 63 people in the room instead of 200 or 300. What the hell, YouTube? Doobie, are you here? This is crazy. I got to send out an email saying that we're live because this is crazy. Where is the link? Damn it. Copy YouTube link. I gotta go to freaking... Oh, so let me answer your super chat. You took the time, Perk. Perk, damn glad to have you here, Perk. Whether you're new or old, I'm going to say rest of season outlook on Geis is spotty, muddy, questionable, some upside. We're talking Brian Hill type value. Like if you were to offer a trade to me, I'm thinking like Brian Hill type players would be in the mix. A guy you just picked up but has value. I'd probably rather have Brian Hill at this point until we see Geis get into like a lineup and start doing well. But potential upside for sure, but very injury prone. Dr. Raj and I talked about that earlier in the year when everybody's really high on Geis, that he is going to potentially suffer a setback because he was getting back too quick, I think. Which if you want to talk about a miss on my part, and I talk about my misses, I thought the same thing of Cooper Kupp, that I like Cooper Kupp's talent, never question his talent, but I worried he was rushing back too quickly from his ACL tear. He was back in like freaking record time. I really wonder why he hasn't got hurt yet. I'll be completely honest. I've tore my ACL, I've tore my MCL, I've tore my LCL, I've torn my meniscus, I snapped my patellar tendon off my kneecap. I know a thing or two about knee injuries. Even Dr. Raj has said everything I've said about knee injuries, he's never really had to correct me on anything. I've seemed like pretty knowledgeable on knee injuries. And Cooper Kupp came back way too fast. He has to be overcompensating, but the crazy part is he hasn't injured anything else doing that overcompensation, which means he's a physically gifted machine. So I was wrong on Cooper Kupp getting hurt so far. Maybe he tears his groin off the bone, which is something. That is a thing. His groin muscle off the bone. Like that's when an injury happens like that, you know some major compensation was going on. Mark with the super chat. Mark, you're next in line. I'm answering this one and then you're up. I appreciate it, Mark. Mark's always stepping up. So anyways, Geis I worry about. Sanders, I wouldn't call him a flex play, but he could turn into that. Sanders is a very exciting situational player right now, but if they're using him, and the problem is we don't know if they will. If Sanders gets used, he'll be good. If he's not used, he'll be bad. I know that sounds like yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious, but it's just really no one knows what. All we know is historically that Eagles coaching staff does not use one running back, proven by what they're doing all year long. Pretty much, it's been validated. But that doesn't mean they don't go on spurts of using a running back. So we could be looking at Sanders having potentially top 10 or top 9 or top 8 to 14 overall running back value should they lean on him heavily for 4 or 5 games. So definitely flex-worthy potential moving forward. What was the other question? Alec and Geis, Monty, Sanders at flex with okay. Jordan Howard. So I probably would roll Sanders for now. You know, just in general moving forward until we see Geis get a lot of work and look good. Thank you for the super chat. You're the man. Now, Mark, thank you again. Love Sleeper U. I ended up trading Odell Beckham Jr. and Dak for Keenan Allen. I already have Watson thanks to you. I like that trade. If you don't need Dak and you already have Watson, Odell is such a risk to me. And I was super high on him. I think Keenan feels a little bit safer. So I like that move given your depth. And you're loaded with depth, so it doesn't matter. It's not like you're making a trade where you're getting rid of Dak and you need him. You have Watson. You're fine. I like that. Nice job, Mark. I think it was a little much to give up Dak too. Like, I'll be honest, like if you just told me value for value, but knowing the situation, knowing the fact that you have Watson, it was a move that got you, I think, a safer wide receiver. Your lineup scoring goes up, but you had the potential to get more. But that's the way sometimes it goes when you stack your team and you have the depth. You can afford to do that. You can afford to overbuy. It's like bidding on a house you really want. Austin, do you think, thank you for the super chat, Austin, my team can win the chip this year? Austin, what was your team again? Where is it? Did you post it? Austin. Post your team, Austin. I need to see it. AP or DJ? I'd probably go DJ just off of like upside, and I'd bench him and wait. But if I had to pick rest of season, DJ. But I don't know what to think, man. He's a huge, huge risk. He's a flex guy at best right now. DJ is not a guy you want in your running back or running back 1 or 2 spot. All right, let me send out an email. You know what? Let me post something on Sleeper U. If you guys aren't on Sleeper U, why are you not on Sleeper U? B, it's pretty damn good. I'm live on YouTube. Join me. And we should probably go live on Instagram. Let those peeps know we are live. Austin, post your team, man. All right, IG. We're coming for you right now. Brady. Okay, so your team, Austin, you have Brady, Josh Allen, Cook, Kamara, Barkley, Galladay, T.Y., DJ, Everett. Yeah, I mean, Dalvin Cook, Kamara, and Barkley, and Galladay. You shouldn't have Galladay. You shouldn't have T.Y. Hilton. Hopefully Hilton gets back sooner than later. You shouldn't have DJ Moore. You shouldn't have those players given you have those freaking running backs. So I love it. I love it. That's a great team. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? Join me over at youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. You can join me and watch me here, though. youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. I'm live on youtube.com. Okay, let me post that. What's up, Instagram? So we have, for whatever reason, YouTube didn't alert everybody that we're live, which is so dumb. I don't know why. So if you guys want to jump on YouTube right now, it's a little bit more interactive, but I don't mind having you guys watch like the little weirdos you are over in the corner staring at us. Jordan with the super. Thank you, Jordan. Jeez, you the man. Jordan with the super chat says, Smitty, Chubb has been killing me. Do I trade Chubb? I was telling people to sell him high for a couple weeks now, Jordan. And maybe you couldn't do it. It's not like just because I say you can trade him high and everybody's going to buy. I'm not saying that, but this is why. It wasn't that his job was going to get taken. It wasn't even really that he's for sure going to get hurt. It had to do with a mixture of those concerns, but mixed with the fact that the Browns can take him out of a game entirely. The flow of game for Nick Chubb. Myles Garrett will be the number one fantasy pick next year, says Luke. I think if he's even playing next year. After that, man. Out, fellas. Good luck this weekend. Honest, Abe, you're leaving? Later, bro. We'll miss you. Sorry, Jordan, I'm not finishing your question here. Do I trade Chubb? If so, who? I have Carson, Monty, Brian Hill, Sanders. Receivers are Julio, Crowder, A-Rob, Samuels. Streaming tight ends. Jordan, I don't know that you can trade him for what you should be trading him for. If you can trade laterally for a Kamara, then absolutely. If you can trade for a cross position and take a Hopkins and maybe even give up a tad, I would do that. Who's your QB? Ryan. Okay, Ryan. I don't like Ryan. Can you trade Chubb for Mahomes or Watson and get some other like running back swap that is quietly an upgrade for you? Can you trade Chubb and Carson for a wide receiver and running back that you perceive to be like safer players than both of those? But those are the kind of moves I'd try and make. But he did look like he tweaked something. Mr. Miyagi is in the house. Miyagi-san, thank you for asking the question, Miyagi-san. I think that Chubb had some kind of stinger or groin contusion or thigh contusion, but we'll find out if it was his groin. If it was his groin, if he was stretching his groin, I didn't see if he was Miyagi-san. You would know with your, what do you do with like this, Mr. Miyagi? And then put that on the injury. I better not be getting another cold. My daughter brings home like a freaking super cold like every other day. But yeah, you should have traded him already. There's nothing you can do about it now but try and get creative. And the best way to mask Jordan, a player like that no one's going to pay 1-for-1 good value for, is to do a 2-for-1 because it makes you do, like, let's say you're trying to trade Chubb to me. I'm going to say to you, I'm not doing that. I don't trust Chubb. I'm not trading you Kamara for Chubb. But if you make it 2-for-2, I'm more likely to say, well, there's other components involved. I'm going to look at this like maybe Chubb can continue to play well or play at the level he's been playing. It just makes you feel a little more invested in the whole entire trade versus relying all on Chubb and then it scares you off. So try and do a 2-for-2. It's the only way to get rid of Chubb at near the value you should be getting back. Smitty, did you see Myles? What do you mean, did I see Myles? Poindexter. Mr. Miyagi says, yes, rub the hands to cure the groin muscle injury. And blood pressure. Does Zeke break out into peak form to carry the Cowboys and fantasy owners into the playoffs, says Jordan? I believe the answer to that is yes. And Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Top Jordan, bottom Jordan. I believe he's going to be very hungry and they're going to feed him. MT says Freddie Kitchens sounded stressed out in this post-game interview. Yeah, who wouldn't be? Damn, what a freaking crazy. Is anybody else going to get suspended? I mean, Pouncey was pouncing all over the place, man. In his defense, he was defending his QB, but I don't know that you need to punch somebody to defend them, is what the NFL is going to say. I'm okay with what he did because his quarterback had his head ripped off. Hold or trade Saquon, and if trade, who should I target? Definitely need a running back in return and another receiver maybe. I don't know that I would trade Barkley right now. I don't think you're going to get what you need to get. I think Barkley needs to be a hold. If you could get a Kamara and a slight receiver upgrade that maybe was sneaky good, like you thought, oh, I like this receiver better, and I think this owner might like my receiver as much, and they'll look at it as like a wash, then I do that kind of move maybe. But I think I hold on to Barkley. I think Barkley will have a good second half of the year, like Zeke. I think Barkley and Zeke are the good buy lows. If I had to say there's two players that will be good buy lows, it'll be Zeke and Barkley. Very safe but dominant finishes down the stretch in 2019. What's up, IG? Let me give you some attention here real quick. Smitty, what is the best site to use for startup dynasty that incorporates salary cap with free agent dollars? Well, Fred, it's kind of insulting to ask me what site to use when it comes to rankings, Fred. When you're looking at it on the board, we talk about it constantly. I have auction dollar values attached to my dynasty rankings, young man. And it's all right here at sleeperu.com. So, Fred, that's like going to a restaurant, walking in the front door, Fred, and saying, hey, where's a good place to get a burger around here? And you ask that at a burger joint at the hostess stand. Fred. The answer, Fred, is right here at this restaurant called sleeperu.com. Fred. Fred.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Yeah.
Fred. Fred. Thanks, Ernie. Oh, we got to go to wide receivers now. Okay, so you guys good with the QBs? I forgot we were doing a ranking show. Okay, so we got the QBs locked down. Let me hide those over here. QBs. Fred. All right. I think I'm waking up Miss Smitty by yelling Fred over and over. Who the hell is Fred? All right, 1. I'm going Hopkins, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm going to put Hopkins for now. These are kind of like a mix between your guys' rankings and mine. Thomas would be second. And then third, we will debate. But I will move Hopkins and Thomas around if you guys are not comfortable with that, like an overwhelming amount of you. Yo, Smitty, where can I find football? Did Fred leave? I hope Fred took that the right way. Where's Fred? Did Fred respond? There's Fred's comment. Fred, you know we're just poking fun. Where's Fred? I hope Fred stays. I don't see Fred. Did Fred take off? Fred said, Smitty, what's the best site to use for startup dynasty that incorporates salary cap? And I said, Fred, this is my baby right here. This is where I have a little site called Sleeper U. Houses dynasty rankings with auction dollars on them. Redraft rankings with auction dollars on them. And trade calculators, dynasty and redraft, that are based off of auction dollars, Fred. And so Fred came in and asked where he could find these. What site could he go to? And I got a little, I don't know, a little snippy with him. But Fred, it's just me being, it's tough love. But Fred, this is where you go. I almost rang the bell, Fred. I almost woke up Miss Mitty just for you. And then Brissett says this. Where's Brissett's dad? Brissett asked this question. Yo, Smitty, you know where I can find a fantasy football stream? Yeah, go down the way a little bit, make a right, and it's right here. I hope Fred didn't leave, because I'm just kidding, Fred. Kind of. If you stay, then I'm kidding. If you're going to leave... Okay, MT. If he says he was taking a lap, MT says if he comes back and says he was taking a lap, that's why he was missing, then he's a legend. I think anybody that takes it with pride and says, you know what, I screwed up, I'm taking my lap. I take laps. I need to take laps all the time. I do bad Smitty oopsies all the time. All right, who are we going with? Thomas. We got Hopkins, Thomas. Let me pull up my rankings. Let me pull up my rankings with auction dollar values. Fred. And because there's going to be confusion, because I sometimes forget the details here, 2020 wide receiver rankings. So if anybody's joining late, they don't think we're doing rest of season rankings. We're not doing rest of season rankings. We're doing 2020 rankings. Whack-a-mole, yeah. By far the craziest I've ever seen watching football game. Yep, crazy talk. What do I do with Sanders, Jeffrey in the starting lineup, and Hooper on the bench if I have Sanders and Jeffrey? I don't know. That's too long of a question, man. In a nutshell, Jeffrey, I think, is a decent play. Always kind of worry about his health. Sanders, we don't know what to make of it yet. He's a flex play right now. I like Sanders as a flex play, but don't be surprised if he gets you 4 points. Macklin or Mixon or McLaren, I think you got to go Mixon right now. QB change means they're going to run more. They've kind of proven that the last 2 weeks, kind of shaking things up a little bit, but trade Mixon on the high whenever you can. You sell Chark, Metcalf. Gramps, I like both of them moving forward, and I don't think their values are high. They're guys that are on the low. They've been dropped in some formats. Not Metcalf, but Mixon. Sorry. Chark. I'm all over the place. I'm reading 5 different comments. Chark is a guy that's been dropped in some cases or been benched. You're not going to be able to trade Chark for what you should. Metcalf you could. So let me walk that back. What's up, Julian? Where's Fred? Is Fred back? Maybe Fred went to buysleeperu.com. Maybe I'm not giving Fred enough credit. Fred may have left to go immediately to my recommendation. All right, let's get back on track here. Wide receivers: Tyreek Hill, Evans, or Julio, or Godwin, or Adams. I know it's going to be one of those guys, so hit me with it. Smitty, how did you make your website? I made my website myself, and there's all kinds of tools these days to make a website on WordPress. I do some coding myself, depending on the tool or page or ranking or whatever. What did you think of the fight? I think Mason Rudolph won. I think he took a dive, got beat up, and then stood up and was the victor. Hill. James is back. James, you were put in timeout, not by me. I have people that do that here on the show, and I just watch. So, James Devlin is back. He says, I won't spam anymore. Okay. Good job, buddy. See, and I answer your question. With Mahomes, Tyreek 3, Hill, then Julio, then Adams, Hill, then Adams, Julio 5. You guys still love Julio. I don't blame you. I'm going to go with Hill. Then I'm going to go with Adams. I think people acting like Adams isn't the same receiver he was before the year started is crazy. He was hurt. He was hurt, for goodness sakes. Fred. So Julio next. I'm good with that. He got enough votes to be in the top 4 that I need to put him 5. Julio. All right, Julio. There you go, buddy. Godwin. Adams. Evans. Or Adams. Evans. Cup. Cooper. Amari Cooper. Julio. I'm going to go Evans here. Don't sleep on T.Y. Hilton. Brissett, we would not expect anything less from you. Rico, how do you feel about the Star Wars coming soon? Yeah, I love the TV show. I've watched episode 1 already, The Mandalorian. Pretty darn cool. I like it. I wish it would have released all the episodes, though. Binge watchers are used to watching everything at once, and I was like, finished episode 1. I'm like, damn, great, that's good, I like it. Mandalorian's pretty good. Where's episode 2? I'm like, what the hell? Alright, I think I'm going to Evans here. No Cooper, says Fletcher. Where's Fred? There is there Fred? No, I thought I saw Fred. I saw free Brady, and I thought that was saying Fred. I was reading that as Fred. Okay, Evans. Lockett, Galladay, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Godwin. Flo, you can't say spoiler after you've already said it. Godwin over Evans next year. I don't know about that, Dylan, but I'd be okay with ranking Godwin about right here. Cooper 6, Evans, T.Y. I think Flo likes to drop spoilers. Okay, 8 Godwin, 9 Amari. We'll put Cooper. And then 10 is who? It's looking good. I like it. Hilton is borderline. He gets hurt. I like him. I'm not bad. It's not bad. Christian McCaffrey at 7. Yeah, right. Lockett. Lockett, somebody I think we might need to put here. Another player I was not super, super high on heading into 2019. I admit it. Bad Smitty. See, look.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Yeah.
Fred, even I take laps. Nothing wrong with it. You take it like a man. You take your lap. You move on. Galladay 10, Lockett 10. Lockett or Galladay? Let's do a double. Fred 10. We'll put Fred 10. Where did Fred go? Did Fred really leave over that? I'm gonna go Galladay / Lockett. And if I didn't go Lockett / Galladay, I apologize. And you want Hilton in there? How about Hilton in there too? How about a / Hilton? Brissett. Is that okay? Does that make you feel better, buddy? Are we missing anybody? Let's not embarrass ourselves here. I've done that before, by the way. You forget like a big name player in a rank. You're on the fly. Like, what do you want? It's gonna happen. You're gonna do that once in your day. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. I'm not embarrassed. It's like pissing your pants. At 8 or 9, it happens once. You do good for 4, 5, 6 years straight, and then boom. All right, there we go. That's our top 10 wide receivers 2020, not Dynasty. It is redraft. It's not 2019. It's not rest of season. It is 2020, as if we're drafting not rest of season. We're drafting today for next year, meaning no points for the remainder of this year will be given to you. This is your team for next year. You're drafting early. I like it. Let's put this bad boy in the corner. It's in timeout like James was. Okay. Put that there. Now we're going to go running back. And we're going to do this again because people coming in now are going to be like, is this rest of season? And the answer to that is no, it is not. It is 2020. Running backs only. Hit me with it. Christian McCaffrey. What do we look like? A-holes? McCaffrey. Number 2, I'm going to make an executive decision and put Barkley. You don't like it? You know what? There are apparently, according to Fred, there are other sites out there that do rankings. You can go over there and be with them. Fred, come back, Fred. Honestly. Was I that rude to Fred? I think I was joking. I don't think I was that bad. Was I? Was I that bad? McCaffrey, Barkley, Zeke. I don't know how you can argue. You can argue the order of Barkley and Zeke maybe, but I don't know how you could argue. Or Cook. That's how you can argue. See what I mean? Your mind when you're on the fly. Cook or Zeke. It is a debate though. Fred might not be a troll. Maybe he is. Cook 2, Cook 3, Zeke 4. Let's go Cook. Let me rephrase what I just said. How could you not have the top 3 like that? Zeke. Okay, so what I meant to say, and I'm going to go Kamara here. I'm just doing this for myself, not even including you guys. My bad. McCaffrey, Barkley, Cook, Zeke. I don't know how you can argue that 4, and you definitely can't argue McCaffrey 1. But Barkley, Cook, Zeke, put it in a blender, call it a day. I get it. But I think this right here is your top 5. Chubb is concerning me now. Aaron Jones, definitely worth talking about here. Definitely. But still a little bit of a concern here. Carson, Fournette, Montgomery, yeah, crap on Montgomery all you want and say he doesn't deserve to be in the top 10, but where were you a week ago? Where was I a week ago? Where were we all a week ago? We were saying this guy is finally arrived. So let's not forget, one bad week went by where a lot of players did bad. Aaron Jones, very injury prone. Are we sure we like him at 6? Jacobs, good thought. Henry, arguable, but I do worry about injuries. Fournette, I'm not banking on Fournette there, but I can understand if you'd want to. That's Dylan. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I want to do here. Dylan knows me. What do you think about that? Is anybody that crazy? Is anybody as crazy as I am? I think I maybe like Aaron Jones a touch more. Maybe. But I'm thinking this could be DJ number 45. I'm thinking this could be what everybody's thinking later. Right now it's going to seem a little bit, and that's what Sleeper U is all about, being ahead of the curve, ruffling feathers. Mark, thank you for the super chat. I got you right here. Oh, it's relevant, so let me read it. Should I trade Aaron Jones? What wide receivers? Bro, I'm thinking you could get, for Aaron Jones, you could get a Julio, you could get a Godwin, you could get a Mike Evans, you could get, maybe you could get a Hopkins. Somebody might be just ready to give up on him. You could get Amari Cooper and more, Cooper Kupp and more, Devontae Adams, maybe and more, or at least just Devontae Adams, which isn't bad. 6 isn't proven yet. Well, that's the way you could talk about any player that hasn't delivered yet. We'll move him down slightly. We'll do that. We'll put him at 8 for now. So we'll put Aaron Jones 6, and we'll put 7 Jacobs. How's that? Then 8 will go ETN. 9 will go Montgomery. And you can say he doesn't belong there. We'll see. And next year is going to be very different than this year. So please keep that in mind that this is 2020. We're not factoring in anything remaining for 2019. Coaching change. Monty should be in a position to get more. Fournette, Carson. So now we got to decide between Carson, Fournette, Henry, Singletary. So what if we do this? Carson, Fournette, Henry. Singletary. How you like them apples? That's a pretty damn good looking top 20 running backs right there. And yes, I did mix in my bold ETN, but I did curb it a little bit for you guys because I'm factoring in what you're saying. It's not all my ranking. I'm putting a heavy hand into these rankings, but I'm definitely listening to you guys a little bit to make it, your ranking as well. But I love this. McCaffrey, Barkley, Cook, Zeke, Kamara, Aaron Jones, Jacobs, ETN. Argue it all you want. What's up? We're over on YouTube, guys. I did see the fight. Montgomery at 9. You could argue Carson at 9. You could argue Henry at 9. You could argue Fournette at 9. Singletary at 9. You could argue any of Carson, Fournette, Henry, Singletary at 8 if you want to throw ETN out. Wipe thy feet, says Oliver. Wipe thy feet at the door, which means hit the thumbs up on your way in. Don't be disrespectful, says Oliver. ETN is going to be insane. ETN is going to be, I believe, a top 5 to 10 running back. I know I got excited about David Montgomery and Devin Singletary, and I hear a lot of people tell me, Smitty, you really like rookie running backs. I do. I really do like rookie running backs. But you know what? Monty and Singletary have proven, I think, my evaluation of their talent properly. No, Rico, you didn't miss anything. ETN, I'm slotting in to the 2020 running backs because we have nothing. Yeah, we got to put Chubb in the top 10 or the top 10 consideration column for sure. So we'll put Chubb with Carson. But I think we're all worried about Chubb beating out Jacobs, beating out Montgomery for 2020 because we have Kareem Hunt now in the mix. Melvin's a good one to throw in. Let's put Melvin in that 10 range. This is the debatable column because it's too hard to choose. Melvin. These are early 2020 rankings. Dude, Kareem is better than Monty, Brissett's dad says. We will see, my friend. Chicago will have Cam Newton next year. I don't see. That's the funny thing is everybody's saying we forgot Monty. We didn't forget Monty, or I'm sorry, Chubb. Chubb is in that 10 spot because these are all very close players. That 10, I think they're all deserved to be listed. But if people are saying that Hunt maybe deserves to be in the top 10, then how can you put Chubb there? And you got to understand why Chubb is missing. My man's answer the question. Icy, do you see below that I'm on youtube.com/the fantasy football show? Icy, does it look like I'm answering the question? Icy says Montgomery or Rojo this week. Icy, my answer to you is Montgomery, but is there risk? Absolutely. Does Rojo have maybe a little bit higher floor? Yeah, probably. But I think Monty has a higher ceiling. So you got to pick your poison, young man. And get on over to youtube.com/the fantasy football show, Icy. You should be subscribed over there and following along. So, where do you see Hunt going? Well, yeah, I guess he could go somewhere else. I don't know. Chubb worries me, though, enough to say that 10 is good. I like Chubb about 9 to 10. I like Montgomery better than Chubb for 2020. Not for this year, for 2020. Yeah, Hunt is on a 1-year deal. Yep. Take a lap, Icy, says Flo. Icy, you earned a subscriber. My fault. I mean, Icy, you're the man. Icy, we're going to look for you over here. We're looking for you now. Become a part of the community, bro. Myles Garrett is done, says Chris. He might be. Odell did okay, PPR. He did. Not bad. Now, I don't figure that everybody's going to like my rankings. I get it. And you guys had a little bit of a hand, but I think it kind of took control on the running backs. I apologize for that. I kind of put my heavy hand involved in these rankings here. But I don't think you can call anyone's rankings crazy or off base when they have Montgomery over Carson or Carson over Montgomery. ETN is going to be bold, but that's how I roll. If you want safe, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. As a Chubb owner, Hunt is really grinding my gears. The thing is, I'm not saying Chubb is going to bust necessarily next year, but I can't tell you how much heat I took by calling Eddie Lacy a bust. And you may laugh at that right now thinking, oh, that was obvious. It was not. Eddie Lacy was a top 5 running back in so many people's eyes heading into the year of his decline. And I'm not necessarily calling Chubb the next Eddie Lacy heading into next year. Eddie Lacy's a completely different built person. But I just think Chubb is an amazing top 5 to 10 running back this year. And I just worry a little bit about him getting hurt in the future. Call it more gut instinct than anything. There's definitely some reason to think that his injuries are behind him. I get it. I'm not calling anybody insane for believing in Chubb in 2020. And I like Chubb. 2020 should be rankings. I have mock draft down at the bottom. this whole time. Yeah, a lot of people drafted Eddie Lacy that year. I'm not calling Chubb a lock to be the next Eddie Lacy, especially like in terms of the weight gain and all that. I'm just saying that it's hard for running backs to repeat being elite year after year after year. A lot of them get hurt. And he feels like a candidate that's potentially capable of getting hurt more than the average running back. And I still give him mad respect putting him in the 10 spot. But you can't say that Jacobs doesn't deserve to be 7 or that ETN won't be 8, 9, or 10. You can't say Carson can't be 10 above Chubb or that Aaron Jones, Kamara belong above Chubb. Jones for Kamara. I'd rather have Aaron Jones right now, but I'm not saying that won't change. Mark, did I give you names for receivers to trade? I think I did, right? For Aaron Jones. Like Hopkins is one. Yeah, I did. Amari, I think I said, or Adams. I'm sorry, not Amari. Adams. Okay, so I think we got the running backs. I know you guys don't agree with me necessarily as a whole on ETN being number 8. I know a lot of you don't agree with me with Montgomery being 9. I think you guys are okay with Jones being 6, Kamara being 5, Jacobs being 7. I think my top 7 are pretty much in line with what you guys think. Give or take one spot or down, one player up, one spot, one player down, one spot. I'm going to end the Instagram. Deuce's Instagram. And I go against the grain, so I expect to get a little bit of hateful comments on my Nick Chubb ranking. I really do. Henderson's not on this list. What are you talking about? Henderson? You mean Henry? That's Henry. Yo, Smitty, did Fred ever get back from his multiple laps? I haven't seen Fred yet. A little bit disappointed. Okay. You talk about Henderson out for the game, you mean? Let's look up the news. Just my luck with Henderson. If that is true. Talking about Darrell Henderson? Who are you talking about? Okay. I think Chris is saying, I think Fred was asking where to play Dynasty, not where to get his rankings advice. Oh. If so, my bad. I was still messing with him, though. Like, if he was a fan, he'd have been like, Smitty, no, of course I get my rankings at Sleeper U, bro. I was just joking. Where is Umberger, cat fan? It's the best comment I've seen all night. Umberger, where the hell are you? Where's Tony? Where's Sand? Darrell Henderson broke his rib. Is he out? Is that what you're saying? Who's number 8? ETN, the rookie running back that's going to be the number 1. These are 2020 rankings, bro. Patrick. I'm gonna set you right next to ETN, Patrick, so you can get to know him. There you go. You and ETN get acquainted. Fred, come back, says Rico. These are 2020 running back rankings. This has nothing to do with this year. That's why you see Chubb down at number 10. Because I'm predicting that he's still good, but there's some risk. I don't know where Seclan is. I don't think a lot of people got the alerts. We have 76 people in here. That's like our lowest live ever, and not because the show is not good. It's because everybody's telling me they didn't get alerts. What the hell? Jordan, how's your accuracy been this year on rankings? I don't know. I don't calculate rankings because my rankings change constantly. I don't really set anything and lock them in and I don't think I captured, or reviewing the rankings from like week 1, locking them in. I think rankings are tough because a lot of people will judge just like preseason, but they evolve. I have year-round rankings. They're always updated. They always evolve. They always change. Rizzle, I apologize about Oliver. I don't know what you guys are beefing about. Is ETN going to be a first-round draft pick or even a first running back taken? It's possible he's a second, but I think it all depends, Computer Bob. This is just my early take. Patrick, I'm going to remove you. You acquainted with ETN? I hope so. That's your new buddy. Chubb or Jacobs rest of season? I'm going to go Jacobs. I think Chubb's going to lose. Mark my words. Everybody's going to be all up in arms about Chubb being number 10 here, or in the mix for number 10. He's not even number 10. He's sharing the spot. Everyone's going to be up in arms about this in comments or wherever, especially like on IG if I post this video. But watch. If he has multiple games where he's phased out, even if everybody predicts that Kareem Hunt's going elsewhere, let's say, but that will deflate his value down to number 10 running back. Even if Hunt is then removed in the offseason, inserted elsewhere, which we don't even know will be the case. Maybe he wants to stay in Cleveland. Maybe he doesn't get the deal that he wants to get. Maybe he wants to stay in Cleveland. Maybe Cleveland uses him enough that he becomes a big vital part of the rest of the season. And he's like, I'm fine staying here. Extend me here. You guys gave me the chance. I'm loyal to you. We don't know how it's going to play out. But even if they remove him from Cleveland and put him elsewhere, there is a decent chance that that Chubb's value, even if he's left all by himself. Sorry, trying to plug in my phone here. Even if he's left all by himself, his value could be deflated enough to where people are really worried about drafting him inside the top 10 above these guys. And if you want to take ETN out, I understand. Hunt goes back to KC. Wouldn't that be a trip? Okay, so we're good with the running backs, or I'm good with them. I think I'm gonna let you guys take over on the tight ends a little more, and have a heavy hand in that, because I kind of jumped in and took over on the running backs. Okay, so can't believe it. About 50 minutes of the show, I had mock draft down at the bottom instead of rankings. You guys let me do it. Okay, number 1, tight end, Kelsey or Waller. I'm letting you guys do this one. Kelsey or Waller? Or other? Kelsey, Waller, or other? Is it Andrews? Is it Kittle? Hey, Smitty, you asked earlier, but I changed my username. I was NC Live Lines. Also, if DJ retired. Okay, Perk. Good. DJ retired. King and Drake could be sneaky good next year. Same with Hendy if Gurley was out. I agree. Perk. Formerly Lines. NC Live Lines. Kittle number 1, says Brissett's dad. We're not doing kickers, Computer Bob. ETN 100%. A Pokemon. Kelsey, then Waller. Kittle. Hollister, Kittle. Okay, we got Kittle. Hollister number 1. Not saying he can't become really good, but that'd be a little early. What about if we do this? Whoops, I don't mean to make them both too What if we do that? Is that acceptable to everybody? I think Kelsey, if Kelsey finishes on a tear, he's returning back to potentially the number one in everyone's eyes. Let's be real. I feel like people are jumping the gun on Andrews, Ertz. Ertz is getting older, but still deserves a look. Let's put Andrews next. Hooper? Are we okay calling Hooper the number 5? 7, 8, 9. I'm going to put the numbers in here. 10. There we go. So let's fill this in. Andrews 4. Don't sleep on Gronk. Take a lap. Alex says recover year. Gronk at 4. Ha ha. Let's put Ertz at 6 right now. Goddard's a thought. All right, let me look at my sleeper U tight end ranking. So Ertz, Waller, Andrews, Hunter Henry, Hooper, Ingram. I think we got to go with one of those. Do we move Ertz down and go Hunter Henry? Or do we assume Hunter Henry is going to be hurt? We got Ingram, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, and so Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram. Hunter Henry. Do we want Henry over Ertz, though? I feel like Hunter Henry is just so damn injury prone. Henry 7. Hit that thumbs up, says Rico. Ingram's so injury prone, but yes, he needs to be here. Disley's a thought, but all right. So we got eight. So Hawkinson maybe. Hawkinson. OJ Howard. I mean, I don't know. After Hawkinson, I don't know who the. Oh, maybe Fant. No, Fant. Hawkinson, Fant. How about that? Disley deserves a look, but we'll put Hawk, and then Fant, Disley. How about that? That's a pretty good looking tight end ranking for 2020. Again, this is 2020, guys. It's not looking forward rankings or the rest of the year. It is strictly 2020. Doyle's been around. He's not a spring chicken. So I don't know that I'd rank him. Ebron should be top 10. I don't know about that flow. You could argue it, I guess, but Fant shouldn't be up there. The Fant's going to look pretty good, I think. Goddard, maybe Goddard. I like Goddard. I always call him Goddard. Fant shouldn't be up there. Fant could be really good, man. Jared Cook, Herndon. I'm okay putting just a list here, like before. I'm okay with Goddard. Like that. I could put Ebron there, I guess, but it's not like he's like going nuts right now. Yeah, that fight was crazy, man. Attacked him with a weapon known as a helmet. All right, there we go. We got our top tight ends for 2020. Let me copy these over. Got the tight ends. Running backs. I'm going to copy these and make an article out of it because it's pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff you guys came up with here. So I have the running backs, I have the QBs, the tight ends, and I need the receivers. Let me copy the wide receivers. You watch me make content at sleeperu.com right now as I do this. Okay, copied. Now I can make a nice little article. Okay, he looks small for a tight end. Who does? Fant? Does Fant look small? Dude, did you not see him rumble for that touchdown? Let me look up Noah Fant's height and weight. I think you're watching the wrong player, dude. He's 6'4", 249 pounds. What in the hell are you talking about, 2K? He looks small for a tight end. He's one of the biggest tight ends in the league. You must have watched the wrong play, bro. You must have watched someone else running. Later, Computer Bob. He's 21 years old, Noah Fant. 6'4", 249 pounds, bro. He's grown, all grown up. All grown up. Okay. I'm still looking for 2K's response to this. 2K, are you looking at the wrong player? Fant is a grown man. Okay, so here are your tight ends. Here are your 2020 running backs. I'm going to make the tight end smaller now. Here are your running backs, 2020. McCaffrey, Barkley, Cook. All right, so let me read them off, especially if I turn this into a podcast. 2020 running backs for 2020 running back rankings. These are just for 2020. This is not a set of rankings for the rest of the season or whatever. This is for 2020. If you're drafting a fresh team that you couldn't start anybody until 2020, these are those rankings. They're not dynasty. They're just 2020. McCaffrey, Barkley, Cook, Zeke Elliott, Alvin Kamara are your top 5. Aaron Jones, Jacobs, and my surprise number 8, ETN, who I think is going to be the best rookie from this 2020 rookie running back class, and I think he's going to be so good. People are like, this is the next Zeke Elliott or whatever comparison you want to give the guy. He doesn't have an exact comparison. He's like a morph of different players, but he's going to be elite. His landing spot will, of course, dictate whether I would actually rank him here or try and get him as a sleeper. This is kind of a statement I'm making here, not so much where I expect you to draft him. You don't need to draft somebody unless the draft value or trade value, whatever commands that value of the player. It probably won't, so you won't need to pay this price. Know that. Mahomes is in my top 12 overall. But do I draft Mahomes number 12? No. I draft Mahomes as late as I can because that's maximizing value. That's being a smart fantasy football owner. So ETN probably won't be here in most people's eyes. Know that. Montgomery, I think, depending on how he finishes, this will either look correct or even I will drop him out of my top 10, maybe even top 14 if they don't use him right, if Nagy doesn't get fired. We'll have to kind of see how things play out. But I think 1 week ago, before last week's debacle of a week for so many people, everyone loved Monty. Everybody was back on the Monty train. Monty's a top 5 to 10 running back. Montgomery, beast all the way out. From here on out, he has one bad game along with a lot of other players, along with almost all of fantasy football in week 10. And now everybody's back to saying Monty is no top 10 running back for the future. He's at number 9 for me right now. Carson, Chubb, Melvin, Fournette, Derrick Henry, Singletary are all vying for that 8 to 10 overall spot. You could call me crazy if you want for not having Nick Chubb in my top 8 to 10, but I like Jacobs and Aaron Jones more. I don't think you can call me crazy for liking Jacobs and Aaron Jones more for 2020. You could say, Smitty, you're a little early on ETN and Monty and say, why isn't Chubb number 8? I could get on board with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I could see somebody saying Carson needs to be 8. Melvin needs to be 8. Hey, Smitty, Fournette needs to be 8 or 9. Very arguable range right here. Henry, you could argue easily. Henry's playing like a top 5 running back right now, but will he stay healthy over the course of the entire season? Man, I'm watching the fight again on the replay, and it was just gruesome, taking that helmet like a weapon, hitting Mason Rudolph over the noggin, and then Pouncey just MMA style. That's crazy. Who knows what's going to happen? Arguable running backs. Back to the QBs real quickly, or the tight ends. Kittle, Kelsey, number 3, Waller. Andrews, number 4. Austin Hooper, number 5. Zach Ertz, number 6. Hunter Henry, 7. Evan Ingram, 8. Hawkinson, 9. And then Goddard, Noah Fant, Disley, who's out for the year. So this is 2020. And we had someone want to put Eric Ebron up there, so I put him up there. Those are your top 10 and some tight ends for 2020. Let's skip on over to the wide receivers. We came up with this group of wide receivers as a collective group with a heavy hand of myself. Hopkins, Mike Thomas, number 3, Tyreek Hill. Adams, number 4. Julio, number 5. Evans, number 6. Cooper Kupp, number 7. Godwin, number 8. Some will think that's too low, and I don't blame you. Amari Cooper, number 9. And then for 10, we've got Galladay, Lockett, and Hilton kind of fighting for that 10 spot. I like that. It's a good-looking 2020 wide receiver group there. Again, 2020. Then for the QBs, Mahomes, 1. Watson, 2. Lamar Jackson, 3. You're not crazy to mix those 3 up, but that's your top 3. Russell Wilson's right there below those top 3. He could dance and have a cup of coffee with those top 3, but Wilson is entrenched in that tier slightly below at the 4 spot. Aaron Rodgers, you could argue, is not worth that. I like it there. Dak, I like that ranking there too. So A-Rod and Dak at 5 and 6. Breeze at 7. Kyler Murray at 8. Josh Allen at 9. Winston and Brady kind of rounding out 10 as a two-way tie there. That's a good QB list there. Again, 2020, it's not Dynasty. It has nothing to do with 2019. These are 2020 only rankings. Any good rookie wide receivers maybe sneak into the top 10 to 15? Dylan wants to know. Not top 10, but maybe top 15. We'll see. I'm going to evaluate the receivers a little later. I've been doing more of the running back evaluations, and ETN is just blowing my mind. I think he's going to be the next Zeke Elliott meets. I will give you a comparison very shortly in my write-up. So look for that on sleeperu.com. That's where Fred's at right now, digging away at those rankings. You know what time that is. That means unless we get a super chat, we are on the outro music. If you super chat during the outro, I will restart it. Yo, Smitty, where are the flex rankings? We aren't doing the flex rankings right now, Brissett's dad. Maybe we do that on the next show, my friend. Talk about a QB that fell off. Jared Goff, says 2K. 2K, what about Fant? Did you already respond to that? Love the 2020 ranking. Smitty always looking way ahead and getting us ready. Gotta go. Chat. Later, MT. Got Lamar in the 11th round. That's amazing, Joe. Yeah, I think so. 2 injuries always play blah, blah, blah. Joe, sorry, I didn't mean to say blah, blah, blah. Perkins. I mean, I don't know what's going on in that conversation. John Brown or Diggs. Eileen Diggs, as long as Thielen's out. I think that last week we should have saw more out of Diggs and we didn't get it. This week we might. But you can't go wrong. I love both players. I feel like John Brown's a flex must play. Diggs is a potential wide receiver too this week. Let's see. Peace out, guys. Thank you, 2K. I already took my lap for that comment, 2K said. You don't need to take a lap. I was just curious why you thought he was... It's just funny that you thought he was tiny. Like, it was one thing to think, oh, is he a big guy? You're like, Fant's tiny. Fan is a little dude at 6'4", 258 pounds. All right, guys. No super chats means we are out of here. I will see you later. If you hit super chat when I hit end here, I will answer it in the comments. Please ask the questions in the comments once the video is processed on YouTube. I will see you all later. Most likely Saturday night with Dr. Raj. I'll try and do something Friday, but I may not. So Dr. Raj will be on Saturday night. Thank you, all of you. Where is Brissett on the rankings? Brissett's dad, I'm going to say this and then hit the button. He doesn't belong in the top 10.